Wow, wow, wow. This is huge breaking news. And I'm laughing while saying that because Manchester City have just submitted a second bid for Elliot Anderson of £106 million guaranteed, plus add-ons, taking the whole package to 120 million. They have gone above Declan Rice's price. They have gone above it in guaranteed fees. And Marinakis, the Nottingham Forest owner, has rejected it outright with this deal. Apparently, according to what David Ornstein, Fabrizio Romano have both come out with and said, he has rejected it and wants another £14 million guaranteed plus add-ons. So yes, you heard that right. Marinakis of Nottingham Forest wants £120 million guaranteed plus add-ons. He wants a new British transfer record for Elliot Anderson. This guy has been playing in the Premier League for 2 years, and Marinakis wants 120 million guaranteed plus add-ons, which will make it a new British transfer record. This is absolutely mind-blowing. It's staggering numbers right now for a player, like I said, who is very, very good. But this, you're in the league here of elite footballer price tags. Declan Rice had to graft his ass through all of the years and academy years and into the Premier League and put in shifts after shift after shift for West Ham to get that price. I know inflation is big. I know it is a crazy market right now, but I'm sorry, Elliot Anderson, for what is probably going to be with the add-ons included, over 126 million quid at least. It's absolutely mind-blowing. I cannot believe Nottingham Forest have rejected this for Elliot Anderson. Marinakis is on a different planet. City have no fresh talks planned at this point. Is this City walking away? Does Sandro Tonali all of a sudden come into the frame? That's what Romano has said. Sandro Tonali now a realistic option for Manchester City. Nottingham Forest are taking the mick here. Romano did say that Manchester United are aware and still in the picture, but I'm sorry, Man United fans, I just don't see. I don't see Ineos and Sir Jim Ratcliffe spending over 120 million guaranteed. I just don't see it. I don't. That's going to be in the region there, that transfer fee, in cost to Manchester United, amortisation-wise, over 35, nearly 40 million a season to pay this off, if you include the massive wages that Elliot Anderson also wants. It would be a statement signing for either Manchester City or Manchester United. Manchester City's transfer record has just been absolutely taken apart by Marinakis. He's absolutely taken it apart and thrown it back in their face. When you guarantee over 106 million down, that's guaranteed. So they're going to get 106 million. And then they'll get performance-related add-ons on top of that, taking it over 120 million. For Marinakis to say that that's not enough and City are 14 million pounds short is an absolute disgrace, really. But it's his player. He's contracted in. Big contracts. If you're going to take away their best player, you're going to break the British transfer record for it. Can you imagine if Nottingham Forest had got relegated, how Marinakis would have actually dealt with this? It's something to think about, isn't it? Because he is just on a different planet. Was it Ben Jacobs who said yesterday, one morning he might wake up thinking he could sell Elliot Anderson for 90 million plus add-ons. The next, it might be 120 million plus because he's had a great season and a great end to the season, then a great World Cup on top of that. And then the other morning, he might wake up and say Elliot Anderson is not for sale. This is Marinakis effectively saying that Elliot Anderson is not for sale. For Fabrizio Romano to come out and even mention the name of Sandro Tonali at this point has to get you thinking that that Manchester City are going to be knocking on Newcastle's door here and saying, you know what, we'll let you keep Elliot Anderson. There's no way that a player that's had 2 good seasons is worth more than 106 million guaranteed. He's not worth 90 million. We know this. That's a sensible bid for Elliot Anderson. 80 million is market value for Elliot Anderson right now for what he's accomplished, and that's pushing it to the boundaries. But when you want a player and that player isn't for sale at that club and you've got an owner like Marinakis, he's basically saying right now that nobody's going to come in and buy our players. I've said this before. He has just turned down close to a British transfer record for a player that's had 2 seasons in the Premier League. He's the only owner that's managed to turn around a Fabrizio Romano, here we go, with Morgan Gibbs-White last summer, who was going to Spurs. The only time I've ever seen a Romano, here we go, get turned around. This owner is on a different level to anything else that we've seen in the Premier League, and he has just pulled another one out of his hat. He really has it. I cannot believe that Nottingham Forest are going to turn this money down. It just goes to show, doesn't it? Like, this was always built up as going to be the big transfer. City are trying to get this deal done or get some kind of agreement in before the World Cup starts. The World Cup starts tomorrow. I don't know where Manchester City go from here. I don't know if there's another bid coming in, but I think they've just been taken to the cleaners. As a Man United fan, I'm actually quite happy that when I'm sat back watching Manchester City flounder around here, throwing every single penny that they've got from their transfer budget this summer, it would seem, on one player. It's staggering. It really is. Whichever way you look at this scenario, whichever way you look at this transfer, the bids that have gone in, how Marinakis is treating Manchester City right now, you've got to sit back and go, wow, in every single way. It's crazy how they are not accepting this deal. It's like just saying it there. It's going to cost somebody with the wages, which are reportedly around 300 grand a week, with what it's going to cost in installments. Ugh. Now, the rule of thumb with amortization, by the way, it's like 20 million a year, isn't it? For a £100 million player who's on 200 grand a week wages. You're now looking at a player that's going to cost well over 120 million, who's on over 300 grand a week wages, because apparently that's the fee that Manchester City are willing to put forward. The deal is astronomical. It really is. And I don't see City going back in at this point. Look, they might do. They might want to keep face. They might want to not accept defeat. Marinakis has taken full advantage of Manchester City here. I don't know where City go. Like, City have walked away notoriously from deals before, though. They went up to their max for Cucurella. They walked away. They went up to their max for Harry Maguire. They walked away. I don't think they go any more than this. He is not worth more than Declan Rice. He's just not. Marinakis is definitely upsetting the transfer market right now. He's inflating prices to a whole new different level right now, Marinakis. This is staggering. It really is. But again, now I expect things to now move forward with other midfielders. This is going to definitely influence the market. This is going to set the tone for the transfer window. These small clubs trying to get big prices. If the big clubs just say no and walk away, then these smaller clubs are going to end up with these players that are not happy. You're looking at quite a few of them right now in this transfer window alone. What's Elliot Anderson going to be like if he can't get his big move? What if all of a sudden he drops out of form this season and doesn't get that move again? Carlos Baleba, Sandro Tonali, Adam Wharton, all of these players with these clubs expecting massive, massive fees. And what if all of the big clubs just say, no, it's too much, you're taking the mick? We'll see what happens next, but this is going to be an interesting one now. I honestly don't know which way Manchester City are going to go with this. Get into the comments. Do you think City are going to come back and bid an extra 14 million on top of what they've already put down and then add add-ons on top of that? Let me know in the comments. Are City walking away from this deal? Is it all over for Elliot Anderson? And what does that mean for the rest of this transfer window? Get in the comments. Let me know what you think, everybody. Bid rejected. 106 plus add-ons. Nottingham Forest think Elliot Anderson is worth more than 120 million. They want a British transfer record for him. Wow.